Welcome to episode 130 of the Forward from 50 podcast, where we interview people over 50 who are pursuing new direction for their lives. It's an opportunity for men and women to tell their stories, their way, and in their own words. I'm Greg Gerber, the founder of Forward from 50, and your host for today's show. Today's guest is Tami Anne Strochak, the founder of the Ageless Soul Tribe. It is a movement and coaching platform designed to help women over 50 to heal from emotional trauma and to rediscover their vitality. Tami began her journey to help others heal as a result of her own battles with trauma, an eating disorder, and physical symptoms that reflected her internal pain. After years of personal healing, which included embracing forgiveness and holistic health practices, Tami made it her mission to help other women avoid the same type of pain she endured. Her Ageless Soul Tribe offers coaching, energy movement techniques, and Ayurvedic practices to support women in transforming their lives physically, emotionally, and spiritually. In this episode, Tami explains how energetic healing, neuroscience, and a holistic approach to wellness can empower people to overcome self-doubt, physical ailments, and limiting beliefs. She also shares her insights on aging with confidence and grace, and explains why people over 50 are uniquely positioned to become leaders and role models for younger generations. If you're looking for inspiration to reclaim your power and to live vibrantly at any age, then Tami's story is one you won't want to miss. To tell us more about what gives her life meaning and purpose after turning 50, please welcome Tami Anne Strochak to the show. Thanks for joining me today, Tami Anne. I really appreciate it. What prompted you to start the Ageless Soul Tribe?
I had suffered from unhealed trauma from my childhood. And I had some issues that I had stopped, like such as I've told everyone, an eating disorder. And I had, when you have an eating disorder, you drink with it. Most people graduate to that. And I had stopped in my later years. I didn't have a handle on it in my younger years. When I did stop, you would think I would have healed from stopping those behaviors, but the damage was done. I still had trauma. I still had effects from the behaviors. I had unhealed trauma from years. My hair, if you took a picture, you could see it had lines and it just started cracking off my head. And I was balding. I still have some spots and it was growing in gray tufts. And I was so embarrassed because I couldn't put it in the back. I had to wear a hat and I got those clip-ins, which makes you bald because you go on your scalp. And I was going through such a rough time. And my son prayed on me, he helped me, and I started to heal. Once I started to heal, I said, I never want another woman at this age in your 50s to go through what I went through, and I am here to help. And that's what prompted me.
So you focus all of your attention on helping women.
Yeah.
Okay.
And two, men will come in as well in other platforms. Ageless Soul Tribe will be most likely women because once they hit 50s, even if they didn't have that much trauma, I'm finding that they do because back in the day, they didn't have the modalities that we have here. We've just learned to go on and forge ahead. And things happen. Health starts. The body keeps the score. Luckily, I'm an athlete, so my body did not keep. I didn't have any health issues, but my faith. If you saw a picture of me 4 years ago, unbelievable. I was taking care of my dad when he had neurosis. He was immensely ill growing up, and when we were getting his medicine, they called me Mrs. Strochak. They thought I was his wife. He was 80. And I didn't know what to do. I was embarrassed. I was wearing a wig. I didn't look like myself. But once you start to heal and you start to forgive and just feel the love and the energy, forgiveness is key. And I am not kidding, but years came off my face. You wouldn't even have recognized me 4, 5 years ago.
I wholeheartedly agree that forgiveness is the absolute starting point for healing, because otherwise you're carrying all of this baggage along with you And like the other
Yeah.
people have said, it's like drinking poison, expecting or waiting for the other person to die. And that's just not the case. You dwell on whatever happened to you over and over again, and the other person doesn't even give it a single thought. And so forgiveness is just the thing you need to do to clear your mind of
Yeah.
that.
So when I learned to forgive and I started to heal, but it's a process that one has to go through. It's a process, healing. You start healing the thoughts that you had about yourself. You're not good enough. I still suffer from imposter syndrome, but I catch myself. I say, wait a minute, you're doing it to yourself. Like, why suffer? Why do you want to suffer? Like, I was running and right in the beginning of the healing, and I got a message that said to me, stop suffering. God does not want you to suffer. I got that message. Stop it. And take that energy, put it through your body and out your hands and heal others. And I started taking Reiki.
Okay. So you are not only healing people mentally through their trauma that they may have had in the past, but also physically?
Energetically, yes. I
Okay.
believe in the energetic healing. I took neuroscience. I'm a certified neuroscience coach because I couldn't believe how you could, I don't know if you could see energy, but you see it in the field and how you could bring it in the quantum field into yourself. And I felt it vibrating. And once I did that, things started happening in alignment. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to realize that. People have to understand that it's a little bit of a process. But once you start getting in alignment. I actually felt the electricity inside of me, and it was amazing.
And how did you bring that into your body?
I watched a video, like nobody showed me or told me what to do. I just started doing all these things on my own. And I watched a video when I was running. So a lot of times when you do things, it's with movement. Do it when you're moving. If you're not a runner, walk or something you enjoy. Breathing, yoga breaths, if you're not a meditator. So I was running and I just started doing it. And then I remember I meditated for 2 to 3 minutes. That's about and I felt it in my head. And instead of with chakra clearing, you clear your chakras, you let the energy flow and go in your body and out. I kept it inside of me and I kept it inside. And I was like, this is amazing. And everyone can do it. Everyone can move their energy. Everyone can heal. Everyone can heal what's wrong with them. They just have to believe they can do it. It's that simple.
Is it that simple, really?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you teach this as part of the tribe or do you offer classes independently of that?
I'm making a 12-week class with the Ayurvedic and the energy movement as part of it. We will do chakra clearing as well, but we're going to be doing energy. I'm so into the energy. One time and I'm not big into meditating, and that's supposed to be key in the Ayurvedic world. But when I run or I swim, that's my meditation. So you find what you are good at, what's for you, not what they said. So I was running and I actually did a meditation where I watched the YouTube and they said, look at yourself from above. And I was able to do that, was able to see myself like you're in a dream running. It was so cool. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start manifesting as well. Manifest abundance, manifest well-being. And it all started flowing.
That's neat. What is the Ayurvedic process or what does that mean?
You're on a fast, right? A water fast.
At this moment?
Yes, I've been following you. So I wrote down the Ayurvedic means life and Veda means knowledge. So it's life's knowledge. And it's just the science of life.
Okay. I understand that came out of India.
Yes.
Okay.
And everyone has a dosha, which is your life's force. And your life force means So God has given you your life's force, and everyone is either a Vata, Pitta, or a Kapha, or you can be all three, which I felt I was, because I was looking at all the imbalances and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's me. I'm imbalanced everywhere. Yeah, go ahead.
What do those three things mean?
It's your body's constitution, your energy circulating in the body, and you can take a quiz. It's not set in stone. It's flexible. You can take a quiz and you can see what your energy is. And there's certain characteristics. For instance, a Kapha would represent calm, nurturing person, but out of balance, you're stubborn, you have an emotional attachment. And so they tell you what foods to avoid and what to eat and what herbs to use. Ayurvedic herbs are wonderful, and they help with inflammation. And then if you're tall and thin, you're another one. You're usually a Vata. So if you're tall and thin and your one is air and ether, Pitta people hate excess heat. That's me. I cannot take heat. And when that is out of balance, your anger, your irritability, excessive sweating, that is so me. But when it's in balance, you're calm, you're driven, you're focused, you have energy. And then there's where you have to avoid certain foods. And it sounds complicated, but I'm here to guide you through it. And I'm an ex-chef. It's easy for me to make recipes and give you recipes with the foods. Those are pretty much like what a healthy diet would be.
Correct. Are there something that would fluctuate from week to week or day to day or through the typical cycles that women have to go through?
Once you're balanced, like for instance, Pitta is fire. So to put out fire to make fire, you would need Vata, which is air and water. And then you would need the other dosha, which is Kapha. So you would balance those two. Once you're balanced, once you feel better, you would keep like notes and you would know. And then once you're balanced, it would probably change, but you're always going to be a Pitta Kapha. Your doshas will always be the same.
Okay. What got you interested in this whole field of study?
My whole life, I've been into natural healing because I was trying to heal myself when I had my eating disorder. I even helped start Eating Disorders Anonymous, but I was still suffering. I couldn't really help people. I tried, but so I tried to heal myself with yin and yang, the macrobiotic diet. I'm like, I am gonna beat this with macrobiotic. The only thing I can say is in illness or addiction is you can only recover when you're ready. I don't know how you could speed that process up. If we could come up with that $1 million question answer, then we would all be millionaires. Because one day I just looked at a bagel and I said, this damn thing has more power over me than I have over it.
I love it.
That was the beginning. And the more days I had under my belt, the more stronger I got. And I learned when I had a backslide to not beat myself up and just say, okay, you're going to move on.
What is the benefit to women to incorporate this kind of thing into their daily practice?
Ayurvedic, it's beautiful. It incorporates yoga. It will help balance them, especially in the corporate world and if you're fighting inflammation, which everyone has. And inflammation is what is wrong. Inflammation causes cancer or arthritis, pain. So the diet is anti-inflammatory. You can do a 7-day diet to reset yourself. You can do juice and vegetables and make soups. So if you are somebody that is always cold, you would put warming spices in your soup. If you're hot, you would put cooling spices, mint, etc., cilantro. And you could do turmeric, which is the wonder spice, cures so many things, inflammation, and it helps with, we have toxins and we get, what is that? When you get I can't think of the word. Turmeric is a wonderful spice. It just helps you with everything.
Okay.
And I would use turmeric, ginger, and I looked into I got like hundreds of dollars of Ayurvedic herbs and spices years ago. I have them all in packages. So I was pretty familiar with Ayurveda because I was trying to stop drinking. And once I stopped drinking, I couldn't sleep. So I'm like, I'm going to sleep with these Ayurvedic herbs, but I didn't do the diet as well. It's just a really balancing, calming, beautiful way. And that's what it's meant for.
This sounds really complicated and something that you'd really have to study. What kind of training did you get in order to be able to do this?
I took a coaching course, and like I am primarily going to be focusing on, like I said, the diet, the person's habits, because a lot of times the habits will get you into trouble as well in your lifestyle. We focus on the whole person, on the whole, what they're doing, their diet, and we won't be focusing on, because it gets so deep. They have bloodletting, they have enemas. I will not be doing. And there's also one actually where you throw up.
That doesn't sound like it'd be helpful at all.
It's supposed to be in that context, but I will not be doing that. I will be focusing on it's not as complicated as one would think, because once you find your dosha, we work with the diet and your lifestyle and what to incorporate. And that's it. And also I will be giving blood work where you can prick your finger, take the blood to a laboratory, and I will be able to read it. And we can do the diet from there as well by incorporating Ayurvedic principles. So that will really narrow down if a person is deficient in something or what they need.
Okay. So it's something that people can do at home and send it into the lab, or
and
they have to go to
They can go to their lab.
Okay.
And then when I get it, I put the results in, and I get the results where I can read them.
Okay. Very good. Do people join your membership, or are you just offering classes?
I'm just offering classes right now and coaching.
Okay.
And the classes will be in the future. I'm actually just starting because I was podcasting for the Ageless, the 50 plus community. And I said to myself, you know what? All the people that I had on were coaches and they were all certified. And I said, I was just as knowledgeable as them. Like after a podcast, they would be like, tell me you're so well versed. I'm like, I've been through everything and I know from my experience, but you need a certification. So I stopped the podcasting to study and go back to school and get my certs online.
Okay. I was looking at your website before the call, and you said we are powerhouses of wealth, knowledge, and strength. What do you mean by that?
At this age and stage, we have so much to offer the world. Instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70, I'm 80, I'm 90, I'm 100. Keep going. We have to be proud and not be seen as looked down upon because we've aged. So ageless is a beautiful thing. We are wealth of knowledge. I want to redefine what it means to age. I want the 30-something crowd to look up to us and not have such a hard time. And somebody told me that The 30-something crowd is going to have one of the roughest times aging now because it's all social media and it's all, she just said, it is rough. She said, we need something like Ageless. She's an ex-Playboy model who I'm working with.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're having difficulty because they have this perfection set for them in social media, and they have to pressure to live up to that ideal. And the ideal is fake from the beginning.
Exactly. And I was watching this show yesterday for a minute, Paradise or something. And I was looking, I'm saying, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I'm not young. Everyone had to have and they look so fake. And it's too much. It's too much pressure. The pressure needs to be off. There needs to be something exciting to look forward to when you age and look forward to being this age. The pressure is off.
That's right. There's grace, dignity involved in aging for both sexes. And yet a lot of people fight it tooth and nail. I'm not going to get old. I don't want to get old. And when we're old, we're supposed to be wiser and more of a sage when it comes to helping other people.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I want to do with Ageless. I want people to look up to us, and I want to be able to go on Instagram and not be like, I look so old. I want people to be able to come out and be in a bathing suit and not worry. And that's my mission, my ambition. That's why I created Ageless. It was my passion. It came from a place of deep servitude to help others.
Have you faced any challenges in putting all of this together?
Oh my goodness, my technology issues. I am so bad. I'm so bad. When I took a psychic intuitive course. So also I have psychic abilities. I do card readings. I'm creating the Ageless Woman Tarot card. They're amazing. She's like a warrior. They're beautiful. I've done card readings. I've had my own channel. But when I was taking a course, I went in to put my answer in and I erased everybody's chart.
Oh, no.
So you can imagine I have to download files. I have to download the file into a folder. I still can't figure out how to make a new folder. I can drop a file into something, but how the heck do you get the folder up? That's my challenge is just, that is so bad. I'm going to need an assistant. That would make my life so much easier.
Technology is certainly the bane of my existence someday as well. Right. So I feel your pain. What kind of rewards did you receive through all of this?
The rewards are growing as a person, learning, having an open mind. It's called a learning mindset. There's so many different mindsets. There's the closed mindset. There's the mindset that you keep learning. And once you keep learning, it keeps your mind active and young. But I never thought that energy healing and neuroscience could be so wonderful and you could really feel the effects. When I started the neuroscience course after I stopped drinking, I was so amazed at the brain. I was like, who invented this brain? We all know who. But I just couldn't believe it. I was reading about the atoms and the neurons firing and how they reject the ones that they don't want. And my mind was blown.
The human body is an amazing machine. It really is. And it needs to work correctly. Everything needs to be in sync in order for it to work as designed. And I have discovered recently that there is an entire field of medicine that is outside of the medical and media government complex.
That's Ayurvedic.
That's right. And they've got the real true answers for a lot of health problems that people face. Other than going into a clinic where people listen, or the doctors listen to a symptom and prescribe something to treat the symptom without ever getting to the root cause.
Exactly. That's allopathic medicine is horrible. It treats the symptom and it keeps the big pharma in business. People are waking up. I'm on nothing. I take nothing. And I'm fine. Exercise is my medicine.
That's a very good point, because that's what
And
we need. The problem that we have is a lot of people put this off for most of their life with big plans for what they're going to do when they retire. Then we're going to travel, then we're going to go here and there and do all these things. But when they get to that age, they realize their bodies are in such poor condition, they don't have the strength or the energy to be able to do that.
exactly. I had somebody I interviewed on my podcast. I forget who, but she said once people retire, she was working with, they were dying. That's what she told me. I'm like, oh my goodness. But
That's a
I mean,
well-known fact that if a man retires at 55, he is often dead within 3 years.
really?
Yes, if they don't have a purpose to drive them forward.
Wow. You have to have a learning mindset.
Exactly.
And a learning mindset, open mind to learn new things, do new things. This is wonderful. And it's put me in alignment with so many people. I just did a rebirth summit where I spoke from breakdown to breakthrough. And it might be seen on Apple TV. I'm not sure where it's going. I don't have the replay yet. But it's just like doing so many things to help others. It's something that I wasn't doing. I was just healing myself. So the more I looked into healing others, it just keeps leading you down a path.
That's right. If you could turn the clock back, is there anything you would do differently?
Oh boy. I really would try to have gotten more help for my eating disorder, but I don't know. I don't know if I was strong enough at the time, but I would have actively really tried, because what I found out was if I had just had somebody to call when I was going to engage in the behavior and talk me through, once time passed, you don't do it. So maybe I could have saved myself. I could have saved a lot of heartbreak, but I don't know what else. If I could turn back time, I wouldn't have married. Do we even want?
There are a lot of things we would certainly do differently, but then again, those things are defined us and made us into the people we are today. And without eating disorder, you never would have discovered this sort of holistic approach to healthcare.
Yeah. And the bad thing is a lot of people with eating disorders, their teeth. And I'm suffering from that right now. I have a lot of work, and I would love to make enough money to open up a dental clinic and help people, because I was in pain. I didn't have money. I took echinacea, golden seal, and vitamin C when I had abscesses. I would fight through 2 to 3 abscesses at once. I'm tough. Yeah.
Wow.
I hope to get enough money to get a clinic together or do something where dentists could volunteer, and they'd have to give implants.
That's a
Yeah,
that's a worthy goal. I hope you succeed in that.
I hope so.
Is there any advice you would give to people over 50 who are struggling to identify or to pursue something to give their life more meaning and purpose?
I would say pursue what you love, which sounds so cliche, but if it's a hobby, if it's something, take on something new and see. And also job change, career, you can do it. I'm doing it at this age and stage, and I've never been happier. I used to flounder. I didn't know what I wanted. Start with one little small change in step. You don't have to become a new person. You don't have to suddenly turn around one day with a new purpose and go, oh, that's it. I'm cured. I'm healed. I know. Start with one little thing. And that one little thing will uplift your energy, put you into alignment of what you're doing, and things will start progressing forward. So instead of thinking, oh, or getting frustrated or depressed, give yourself a small change. Start with something small that you love.
That's very good advice. How can people connect with you if they'd like to learn more about you or learn about your courses or just ask you a question?
Connect with me until my website that was up, but it will be back up. So until that happens, connect with me. You can instant message me on Facebook, Tami Anne Strochak. Or you can join my Facebook page group, Ageless Soul Tribe. It's Ageless Soul Tribe. And you can, and you can ask a question there. It'll say that you want to join. I'll admit you and ask the question. We can connect there, or just instant message me. Find me on Facebook.
It will be
I'm
several
on
weeks.
Facebook.
It'll be several weeks before this goes live. Will your website be up by then?
It should be.
Okay.
So my website will be agelesssoultribe.org.
Ageless Soul. Are you involved in any other social media platforms like Instagram?
Instagram, I'm Radiant Rebel 1111.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for sharing your story with me today, Tami. I appreciate it, and I wish you the best of luck going forward.
You're welcome.
Tami Anne Strochak's life took a dramatic turn after she crossed that 50-year milestone. That transformation is what gives her life renewed meaning and purpose today. Tami is especially passionate about supporting women in midlife who may feel discouraged, disconnected, overwhelmed, or stuck. Through her Ageless Soul Tribe, she is building a community where aging is celebrated and women are reminded of their value, wisdom, and potential. Tami teaches that true healing is possible, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually as well. She believes our bodies can recover, our minds can be rewired, and our energy can be realigned when we embrace a mindset of continuous learning and self-compassion. What makes Tami's journey so powerful is how she draws from her own experiences to guide others. From struggling with addiction and body image issues to stepping into a leadership role as a healer and coach, she demonstrates that it's never too late to start over. Her advice for others over 50 is to start with one small step. Follow what you love and trust that the energy you put into healing yourself can ripple outward to help others. To connect with Tami, you can visit her website at agelesssoultribe.org or reach out to her on Facebook through the Ageless Soul Tribe group. She's also active on Instagram under the handle @RadiantRebel1111. That's all for this week's show. If you'd like to start living a more meaningful life, I encourage you to download our free guide to finding purpose, which is available at www.forwardfrom50.com. I'll have another inspirational interview on the next episode of the Forward from 50 podcast. Thanks for listening, and if you like this show, please consider leaving a review wherever you download the episodes.